Let me just start the recording here for this GoOdy and then we can get ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, bonsoir, guten Abend, good evening, buonasera, buenas noches, boa notte, good avond, good kveld, good afternoon, good kveld, dobry wieczór, dobry wieczór. Konnichiwa, xin ciao, ni hao, annyeong, namaste, kamusta, buon vespero, io no nara, grüezi wohl, grüß Gott, yo estate kivanok, salam alaikum, and shalom, my friends from all over the world tuning in to see MorroW and GoOdy playing against each other here in the finals for the Eset Masters. It is the second qualifier, it is the finals, it is MorroW being up 2 games, being up 1 game. The total score is 2-1 in favor of MorroW. Now GoOdy here is spawning at the top right location as the purple Terran player, as the red Zerg player in the bottom left. We have MorroW, of course, from Team Mouse Sports. GoOdy, a member of ESC Icy Box, of course. Now there we see this hatchery, there we see a spawning pool, there we see this hatchery in the making. So GoOdy is facing MorroW, who's going for a hatchery first take now. Of course, hatchery first is a common strategy to go for. You can basically do this on every map nowadays if you know how to defend this. Maybe not so much on close positions on Metalopolis, but because of the fact that you and any big tournaments where both players are participating are not having this, anymore, it doesn't really matter at all. So now GoOdy, the one game he won with the Reaper opening, so he decided, okay, let me just try this once again. He is having a single Marine on the field. Where is this Marine? There's an SCV. Do I find the Marine on the map at the moment? No, I don't. Actually, where's this single Marine? There it is. And there we see MorroW going for a roach drone right away before he started to build any Zerglings, before he started to go for any metabolic boosted upgrades. And there we see MorroW, he knows about this refinery in the making. There we see the Reaper coming in, and will those roaches be out in time? Most likely they will be, because once this roach run is finished, it's just at 27 seconds until the roaches are out. So now this bunker still takes another 7 seconds, which allows both queens to take out the SCV, building the bunker. So GoOdy needs to pull back, and that is exactly what he's doing right now. There is the SCV pulling back, and he should be in a good situation now. There are those 5 roaches in the making by MorroW. Now this Reaper took out some drones, and damaging some of those drones is always a good thing, but most likely you don't want to attack the drones here, mining some gas, because when you take a look at this drone coming out of the extractor, yes, it only had 10 HP left, but it went into the extractor, and of course in the extractor is the most safest building in the whole wide world, at least for StarCraft 2 terms, because in the bunker you can get killed, in an orbital command you can get killed, in a warp prison medivac overload you can get killed, but if you're currently mining some gas, you cannot get killed. I heard extractors, refineries, and the simulators are quite imbalanced. Now here is MorroW moving in, trying to do some damage, trying to attack, but GoOdy saying, I'm having a siege tank out. It doesn't really matter if he's only going for the siege mode research right now, because this siege tank's got a range of 7 compared to the range of 4 of this roaches here. So basically GoOdy can say, yeah, there's a siege tank, so would you please be so kind to evacuate the premises right away, or do I have to call security? And security, of course, being the siege tanks and his brother's siege tank pretty soon here. And MorroW saying, okay, I will leave, I'm not wanting any more trouble right now, please don't call security. And GoOdy's like, okay. lucky you, I'm in a good mood. And like, it's all with those security big guys who have just like shoulders, like some people have boats. They are pretty slow, but once they hit hard. So now there's the orbital here at the natural for GoOdy, taking out this single Zergling who's doing for some scouting. Of course, now MorroW knows what's going up here at the natural expansion, sees the orbital, the refinery in the making, and the refinery in the making already means basically GoOdy wants to go gas heavy, and gas heavy means factory heavy. And speaking of factory heavy, he's only having this one factory on the field, but already going for the double armory, so he wants to go long-term oriented playstyle right away. But what is MorroW doing right now? Let's take a look at the harvester count at first. 44 drones compared to 38 SCVs, so GoOdy was doing quite a good job at building those SCVs all the time. But MorroW is fully saturated his main base, nearly his natural expansion as well. Got roaches on the field, got more roaches on the field, got an overseer, 1, 2, 3 active creep tumors right now. Yes, there's a Banshee, but the Banshee is not here to do any harm at all. It's just to go for a little bit of damage. Killed 4 units, not that big of a deal, because yeah, there was the starport. And here's factory number 2, factory number 3. GoOdy decided not to invest into the cloak, which was quite a smart decision, I have to say. So he's freeing up some more minerals and some more gas to just go for more factory units. Speaking of factory units, the +1 attack, the +1 armor, the mech attack, and the mech armor is getting researched, as well as the first Thor is getting produced right now. But here we see the first roaches already about to move out at the same time. After taking out the rocks, MorroW immediately went for the gold. Here are those units, and GoOdy, he doesn't have many units on the field, because if MorroW would actually decide to attack right about now, he should be in a very good position. But there we see the Thor just finished. It might be a little bit too late, still it might be enough. Let's see about this one. There are all the SCVs already going for a surround, but still it might be enough roaches. But no, the bunker did do quite some damage to the tank here on the high ground. Barely is in range. The Viking is even landed, but there's the Banshee, and the Banshee of course will be able to clear this up. Now the question is, and the Thor was getting repaired for quite a long time, and MorroW only got 8 of those roaches left. Now the Viking is lifting up once again. Of course, no need to sacrifice it without actually doing anything. Now those roaches move away, and the roaches got a faster movement speed than the Banshee. Now the Banshee is doing some more damage, but more importantly, let's take a look at the harvester count. We see 35 SCVs, 41, 45 drones right now, so the difference here is actually not that big. So if GoOdy will be able to just macro up some nice forces and go for a counter push pretty soon, he should be in an, I'm not saying in an okay spot, but he should be in a not too bad of a position there. The roaches are moving in once again. The Banshee is doing more damage. There is the Thor in the back. What about this siege tank? It is here sieging up, and looks like MorroW, he's just only producing more roaches, going for the +1. And GoOdy not building a single more Viking here. Maybe just if he would have just more Vikings on the field, he would be in a good position. And now take a look at how smart MorroW is. He was moving in, doing some damage, realizing, okay, threat of the roaches is too big, not many SCVs mining, but oh yeah, I'm mining at my main base, oh yeah, I'm mining at the gold, and on my natural expansion as well. So he decided, oh yeah, why not build 16 drones at all? And with those 16 drones finished, we can take a look at the harvester count right about now, and then we realize 65 drones compared to 41 SCVs. So he's got a 500 to 800 minerals per income lead right now, and this will mean that MorroW will be able to just macro up more and more stuff. We can take a look at the supply current here now in the middle as well. 95 for GoOdy, 140 for MorroW, which will put MorroW in a 45 supply lead here. Now the rocks are taken out, the rocks are gone. Here we can see MorroW is going for the low ground expansion, and I have to say MorroW is looking better and better and better here, and most likely is going to win the finals, because I'm not really sure. I mean, MorroW needs to do some major blunders and really run in a lot of siege tanks, but those siege tanks still only got the +1/+1. I mean, he got the +1/+1 finish pretty soon, don't get me wrong, but those armories just didn't do anything in the last 2-3 minutes, because he only now started with a +2 attack, with a +2 armor. There he's getting another command center. I'm not saying this game will end pretty soon, because yeah, he's sieging up, he's got sieged up all the siege tanks, he got the blue flame finished, going for a Raven and just adding more Hellions and more siege tanks to this army composition, not focusing so much on the Thors. There we see a Banshee by. GoOdy is still flying around to see what is going on, checking if there's an expansion here or not. But he needs to worry about this base, and he needs to worry about the gold, because MorroW being able to mine at the gold for so long puts MorroW in a very good position supply-wise, because he's on 189 supply, and the total amount of harvests is 77 compared to the 51. So MorroW is not only mining way more minerals than GoOdy, but also nearly double the amount of gas, making him able to just get more infestors, get more of those upgrades like the neural parasite for the infestors here. So let's just see where this is going. There we have a Thor, there we have the tank sieged up, and 20 Hellions on the field, and GoOdy looks like he is unsieging. Maybe he wants to secure himself the gold, but there he is already. The creep spread so fast, immediately sieging up with his units, and there is MorroW just went for some nice fungals here. Of course, being able to take out all those Hellions is quite a good thing now. There is another Zergling burrowed. I'm not sure if the Zergling is actually burrowed a little bit too near the mineral patches and doesn't actually block the command center or not. I'm not so sure about this, and MorroW deciding to go for a run by. The +2/+2 on the metal is finished right now, but will it change a thing? And looks like one thing which will change is the life expectancy of all those Zerglings, because those things are dead right now. Let's take a look at the workers killed. MorroW was able to kill 23 SCVs, GoOdy was able to kill 10 drones. Now, the units lost tab is pretty much the same, even slightly behind. MorroW is here now moving in with all those roaches. The tanks are, not all of them are sieged up, they do some nice damage, but GoOdy was not focusing on the neural parasiting infestors, and this basically allowed those unfriendly siege tanks to do quite a lot of damage. Now, GoOdy's still alive, but only with 3 tanks, a Thor and 2 Hellions, a Viking and a Raven, and this auto turret, which is by the way not much. So MorroW, he was maxed out once again, got 27 more roaches, 18 more Zerglings in production, is sitting on 183 supply compared to the 96 of GoOdy. GoOdy still trying to land here, but those crematoriums still active, and those are as well, I'm not saying active, alive. And when they're alive, yes, the creep is still there. GoOdy got this +2/+2 Thor. It is a sergeant already, but it might not be enough, because MorroW is going to move out any second. He just raided for 11 more roaches, getting another hit here at the 9 o'clock, but there he's moving over. Might this be the last battle of the tournament today? There we see more neural parasites on all the forces of the Hellion, take quite a beating right away from all the siege tanks and the Thors. Mass zombies coming up, and those infested terror will do the rest of the work. And now more tanks are going down. GG is called, and MorroW takes the finals 3-1 over GoOdy.